Hi mga kababayan! Good news! The New Zealand Working Holiday Visa is opening for Filipinos this March 16, 2023. If you want to work and live in New Zealand for 12 months, then this video is for you. Hi mga kababayan, this is your Tita Abroad. So we are talking about the New Zealand Working Holiday Visa. This visa allows you to work and live in New Zealand for up to 12 months. So you could either work for an employer or you could study here in New Zealand with this visa. Many of the Filipinos who were able to get this visa are now staying here as residents or permanent residents or even citizens. So if you get this visa, it's a really good pathway for you to be staying here. So every year, merong 100 na slots for Filipinos. So it's a really small amount. And so we are here to ensure that you will get into that 100 slots. So first of all, we have to talk about who is eligible for this visa. So this visa is eligible for people who are 18 to 30 years old, hindi po 17, hindi 31, just 18 to 30 years old. Isa din po sa mga requirements is that you are a college graduate. One of the requirements in this visa is for you to have a college diploma. So if you don't have that, then you won't be eligible for this. But there are many other options for you to explore in terms of visas. And lastly, you also have to have good health and good character. What are the most important tips that we have before you can apply? First of all, it's good to have your passport, your credit card, and another valid ID ready. Ito lang po yung kailangan natin during our application online. Second of all, it is good for you to create a New Zealand immigration online account already in advance para po pagka time na ng application, magla-login na lang kayo at yun na yun. So you can create your account through immigration.govt.nz. And then the most important of all is marami po talagang aberya when it comes to applying for your working holiday visa. Maraming times na naglalag yung website, maraming times that you will have to refresh the page kasi ang dami nga nag-a-apply nitong visa na to. So it's good to have a stable and fast internet connection. If you have this in your home, then perfect. Otherwise, you could also book into a hotel or something, but that's, if that's a risk that you're willing to take, then go for it. Kasi hindi naman assured tong 100 slots na ito. So, yeah. So, if you are ready to apply for a New Zealand Working Holiday Visa, go to immigration.govt.nz on 5 a.m. on March 16, 2023. So 5 a.m. Philippine time po yan ha. So log into your account at New Zealand Immigration and then you will need to fill out the online form that is in there. So take note nyo lang po ha. Online form lang po ang kailangan nyong i-fill out in this round of the application. You just need to have, again, your passport and then another valid ID and also your credit card ready. And that's it. No other documents are needed at this stage. So what is this online form? This online form is divided into 4 sections. The first section is your personal details, which is divided into 3 tabs. Yung first tab po is yung inyong personal information. So that would be your name, your date of birth, your country of birth, and also your home address and your contact details. The second tab are your identification documents. So you would need your passport and another valid ID. You don't have to overthink the second ID. It could be your driver's license, SSS, TIN, basta po siya ay legal na ID. The last tab are your occupation details or what field you are working in. I believe that this is optional. It's best to check, but I believe that this is optional. You don't have to fill it out, but if you would like to, you could just put down what industry you are working on. The second section are your health details. So nandyan po ang mga yes or no questions for New Zealand to check whether or not you pass the health requirements or the health standards in here. So may mga question po dyan like, do you have cancer? Are you pregnant? Do you have a heart disease or a disability? So it's all just yes or no questions. And then the third section of the form would be your good character. So again, yes or no questions about your character, whether or not you have been deported, if you have been convicted. And if you answer yes to any of these questions, you will need to fill out an explanation as to why this is the case. And the last section are the working holiday visa specific questions, like have you gotten this working holiday visa before? And if you've been to New Zealand before, and if you have enough funds to buy an outbound ticket flight when your visa expires. So that is all that there is in the form. Once you have filled it out, you just have some legal declarations to say that yes, everything I said is true. And then you click submit. If you are one of the 100 people who have gotten in, then congratulations, you will have to pay 420 New Zealand dollars or equivalent of 14,500 pesos. So yung mga nakapasa lang po, yung mga nakapasok lang sa 100 slots ang kailangan magbayad nung 420 New Zealand dollars. When you get into the 100 slots, Immigration New Zealand will email you with more details as well as their request for your documents. So ang documents po ninyo ay yung mga talagang kailangan ninyo para i-prove kay New Zealand na lahat ng sinabi nyo sa inyong declaration form ay totoo. Ano tong mga requirements na ito? First of all, you have to provide a copy of your passport, and then you will need to provide your NBI clearance as proof of your good character. And for your health requirements, you will need to submit a chest x-ray from an approved panel physician. So ang Pilipinas po ay unfortunately not one of the countries that have a low incidence of tuberculosis. So you will most likely need to provide this chest x-ray from an approved panel physician. The list of approved panel physicians is listed in the Immigration New Zealand website. Next, you have to prove that you have finished your tertiary education. Tertiary meaning college education po ang equivalent sa Pilipinas. So you have to provide your diploma, and you could provide your transcript of records as well. Then next, you have to provide proof that you are able to live in New Zealand, that you can cover your costs while you're living here. So that would mean that you would have to have 4,200 New Zealand dollars on your bank account, which is equivalent to about like 145,000 New Zealand pesos. You could show this by providing your bank certificate or your bank statements. I would recommend that you give your bank statements worth 3 to 6 months para lang sure na sure tayo no na tanggap siya ng Immigration New Zealand. You don't need to do this, it's just recommended. You also have to have enough money on top of your show money to show na you have enough funds to leave New Zealand when your visa expires. So, on top of the 4,200 New Zealand dollars lang po, no, an extra on top for your return flight to the Philippines. You also have to prove that you are good at English, that you have English proficiency. So, you can prove this in one of two ways. You can take an English test, like IELTS, and you have to have like a certain band for your overall score. I think this score is a 4.5 overall. You could also have your certificate of English as a medium of instruction from your university. So punta lang kayo sa register and ask for that. And that is actually the cheaper option. Huwag na kayo mag-IELTS. And lastly, you have to have a medical insurance. You could provide a copy of the medical insurance that you have booked. There are so many medical insurance providers here, like Southern Cross. But you could also, instead of buying medical insurance agad-agad, you could also just have a letter of undertaking stating that you will buy your comprehensive health insurance if your visa for working holiday is approved. So there, when you give all of that, the processing of your visa would take between 4 to 57 working days. At kapag nakuha po ninyo ang inyong visa, congratulations and welcome to New Zealand. New Zealand is a wonderful place to stay in. Very nature, very family-oriented, very nakaka-peace of mind talaga siya. I hope this video has been helpful to you. If you liked it, please like and subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you here in New Zealand soon. And if you have any questions or any comments or you just want to manifest, just comment below. That's all I have to say about the New Zealand Working Holiday Visa. Just any questions, let me know. And I will see you soon. Paalam! Oh, this is so hard with COVID. Okay, I'm done.
Finish?
Oui.